It's the NBA on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you all the action. With Greg Anthony and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We have Doris Burks on the sideline as well. Looking at Toronto, they took the win in their last game against the Celtics in Boston. And just one look at the score tells you all you need to know. They were dominant in just about every area.
They just looked stable, pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly. I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
Here are the starters for Milwaukee. Carter Williams is the point with Middleton at the 2. John Henson out there with Monroe. And it's Parker in at the 3 slot. One thing about Greg Monroe, he is a highly skilled big.
He really is. I love the fact that he can do so much. He can post you up. He can pop out and knock down the 15-footer. He's an outstanding passer. And at his size, those are skills that have served him and his teams well.
And getting back to Greg Monroe, guys, he made some subtle strides last season. Best rebounding average of his career, up to 75% on his free throws. And how about this little nugget? Not one three-point attempt last season. That tells you he's starting to mature.
And Parker, here we go. 1 up, 1 down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
Defensively, that possession better not start a trend because they just handed him 2 points.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Carter Williams covering. Carroll with the 3. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And you know, with some people, they'll always find something wrong with Monroe's game. He'll never make the all-defensive team. He kind of looks like he's playing at half speed, but he produces. And he does it within the team confines.
Finished off by DeRozan.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play.
Parker outside. Pass to Monroe. Outside for Carter Williams. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Huge hole in the defense that possession. He didn't waste any time cutting through it.
He's now 1 for 2 with that bucket.
Yeah, strong move to the basket there. Nice power to get that up and in.
Bucks have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game. Off the screen. Will not go. This is off the front iron. Now the Raptors moving it up. Got that one up quick.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the 1 miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Parker outside. The feed now to Monroe. And it's good in the assist by Parker. So it's Toronto now. Pulls it from the elbow. Misses his second shot in 4 attempts from the field. So for the Bucks, their last game a loss to the Wizards.
And really, they just shot their average from the free throw line in that game. I think that probably changes the outcome.
No doubt. I mean, because there is a carryover effect when you're not having success as a line. Fellas, that's exactly the job the big guy has to do for him. Contest every rebound.
The shot by Middleton, wide open. And that misses. That would have put him up. Raptors with the lead.
I think everyone knew the Bucks would be much improved last season, but to see the jump into the middle of the playoff picture, I think that took everybody by surprise.
Now here's Middleton. He's coming off a 10-point game against Washington. And Henson kicks to Carter Williams. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot 1 more at the free throw line. And the Bucks with some changes. Giannis Antetokounmpo's checked in for Henson. Mayo comes in for Jabari Parker. And it's Vasquez in for Chris Middleton. Here's Mr. Clutch. In the game against Boston, very impressive.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
1:29 left to play in the first quarter. outside Mayo, beyond the arc. Stola with the rebound. Lakers have gotten 5 of 10 shots to drop in this game so far. The 50% mark. An even 3-on-3 break. Here's Vasquez. Rebounded by Valanciunas.
And this is why you need good defenders on the interior to contest shots.
Yeah, Greg, making every shot a hard one, even the shots in close.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
And that goes out of bounds. Last touch by Kidd. Milwaukee making a switch. Bayless is tracking him. There's 48 seconds left in the first. Antetokounmpo. The shot's good. Vasquez making the play.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Launches it. And again, Toronto with the triple.
They're in the position they're in right now, thanks in no small part to the show that he's putting on in this period.
Outside Mayo. Kicks it to Monroe. Fades and shoots. No good. Good speed from Valanciunas.
I tell you what, that's too good a look to pass up there. Even though he didn't go, that's the one you got to take.
And what a beautiful way to polish off that sequence. Just strong at attacking the rim.
That just puts a little more momentum on their side, don't you think?
Absolutely.
The defense got to tighten up now. I mean, you can't have the opposing point guard throwing down on you like that.
And out of bounds as the Raptors gain possession. Just 4 seconds left to play in the first quarter. Here's Mr. Clutch. Buzzer beater!
Thrilling shot. Goes on team out. Heartbreaker for the other.
Simply fantastic. Cool as they come. Even kill and flatline that one.
Check it out.
And we heard from John Henson before the game, a player on the rise. He feels he still has a lot to prove. Well, it sounds like he still feels like he has something to prove, Greg, but it seems to me he's already known for being that kind of guy.
That's a great point. Anybody who plays against him knows he looks pretty strong when you're banging with him. But if he needs to push and motivate himself by playing with the chip on his shoulder, well, a lot of guys have gone a long, long way in this league using that method.
Welcome back, everyone. Alongside the first quarter, and the books already as we start the second quarter. And what's your take, guys, in the hustle stats for the Raptors?
You know, they've done a great job of getting a hand up on shooters. Actually have gotten a lot of blocks as well, solidifying that defensive effort.
And also, how about the fact defensively, they're getting that backdoor, they're getting out in transition, especially in this first half.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And Milwaukee, looking at what they got, filling out the wings, it's Middleton and Antetokounmpo. Parker and Henson, the duo inside. And it's Bayless in at the point. Here's Mr. Clutch. Jabari Parker making his last shot. No good from Valanciunas. Well, for Jabari Parker in his rookie year, not the kind of NBA career start that he wanted. Played great. Was probably the rookie of the year up until the time he was injured, blowing the knee and cutting his season short.
A great call. He definitely would have had a great chance. Really just made a transition seamlessly. Very efficient as that rookie before that injury, which was a really tough thing to watch for anyone as he was showing so much promise early on in his career.
Here's DeRozan. Scored by John Henson.
And for Parker, he could have been in the Rookie of the Year running with this play, scoring just over 12 points a game and shooting almost 50% before the injury ended the season.
And even in the short glimpses of last season, you could see that Parker was the real deal. I mean, he had no problem finding ways to score. And even with his injury setback, he should be a great player for years to come. And Jason Kidd has seen a lot of things in his first few years of coaching. Already changed teams once, and he had some personnel issues, but you cannot deny that he knows how to get the most out of his team.
Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played so far. Misses from short range.
That's the kind of D you need when he's got the ball near the hoop. They were all over.
And out of bounds as the Bucks gain possession. Let's take a moment to look at the 2K leaderboard and see last year's high-scoring teams. In fourth, the Raptors.
I just loved how this team attacked their opponents. You could see their confidence grow as the year went on, and the points really started to pile up.
And with Kidd, the results on the floor, Greg, speak for themselves. He knows what he wants out of his players, Clark, and he keeps them accountable.
And, you know, having that accountability is what made the Bucks so much better last season. Kidd is still a very young head coach. I tell you what, he's shown me a bright future in that capacity for himself.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he gets back.
It's blocked. And for those of you just joining us, we're almost 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. And the basket good. And that's now 6 points for DeMar DeRozan.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
Hansen sets a screen for Carter Williams. From 8. Again, Carter Williams missing.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling.
And he gets it to go. 22 points for Mr. Clutch.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
Now here's Carter Williams. 14 points from him the last game against Washington.
And don't forget his unbelievable steal total in that game. I mean, almost the ball up the floor. And chopped up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense. I mean, it's all been terrific.
Milwaukee with the ball. The Raptors getting the bucket. Middleton inside the three-point line. Hands the shot with nobody near him.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
In the last few years, the Toronto fans have made a strong case for being the loudest in the league. And, Greg, you know, the Air Canada Center can sound like a 60,000 capacity crowd during the playoffs.
It is really unreal. It gives the Raptors a huge advantage here at home. Toronto and Canada will always be hockey first, but they love their Raptors here in the north.
And it goes out of bounds. And last touch by Carter Williams. A different look for Milwaukee when Rose checked in for Hansen. Hale comes in for Giannis Antetokounmpo, and it's Vasquez in for Chris Middleton. Now here's Valanciunas. 18 points separating the teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Good ball movement here by the Raptors. He feeds it to Scola. Back to Valanciunas. Clock at 6. Here's DeRozan. Milwaukee with the rebound. Parker's got 3 rebounds now in this one. Clark, they've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a little bit of cottonmouth here. Dry spell for sure.
They get it back. Kicks it out to Vasquez. There's a 4-second difference from the shot clock to the game clock. And another shot. Count that one. And that's now 6 points for Jabari Parker. Toronto with the ball. It's stolen by Carter Williams. And now here comes Vasquez leading the break. Here's Parker. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the strike for 2.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
Milwaukee shooting their 4th and 5th attempts at the free throw line tonight.
And their free throw percentage as a unit last year, 76%, right around the middle of the road.
And Parker drops them both. Here's Mr. Clutch. He's got 24. With 1 on the clock. Got it off in time, but that'll do it for the first half.
And now, the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what a show being put on here for the home fans tonight. It's Toronto with the advantage at the half. They lead by 14. And we'll go to Kenny first. And that'll wrap up our halftime show, the third quarter.
And as we welcome you back, we begin our second half. So far, not a tightly contested game, guys, but, you know, anything can happen.
And what a tremendous game for Mr. Clark. He's got 24 points, and he's hit 4 from beyond the arc. A weapon with those three-point shots.
You said it. His long-range jumpers are having a deadly effect.
Mr. Clutch out there with DeRozan. Then there's Jonas Valanciunas. Then it's Damari Carroll. And it's Scola in at the power forward. There the group for James Pierce starting the second half.
The defense is far too slow to close out on those three-point attempts.
And those triples, they sure do add up quickly, don't they? I mean, they've got to make some kind of adjustment here.
Now here's Parker. 8 points for him. The 10-footer finds the target. Parker's got 10 points in the game. Raptors leading by 15.
And Greg Monroe really has had a good young career despite playing out of position for much of it. He has the size and skill set of an agile center, but was made to play power forward in Detroit once they drafted Andre Drummond, and that took some getting used to.
Here's Parker after the Raptors pick up 2. Shot, high post, but he recovers it. Nice D from DeRozan.
Still a bit chilly from the field at the start of this third quarter. 1 of 4 so far.
Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
And really, he's just done a great job of finding the open man every trip down.
Boy, it sure has seemed as though he's done it every time. It's been an awesome display of passion for him today.
And Antetokounmpo's checked in for Milwaukee. Bucks trail by 19. We're talking about Greg Monroe, and Greg, you gave us a nice little synopsis. He doesn't have Clark, the long-range jumper. Teams are now asking out of that position in this day and age in the NBA.
Yeah, more teams want that stretch power forward. He's not super athletic. Where he does his greatest damage is in the painted area, and there's still value in that.
DeRozan passes to Mr. Clutch. Scola dishes to DeRozan, and the shot is good. DeRozan's got 8 points.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Goes up the baseline. Rebound by the Raptors. Valanciunas has got rebound number 7 for him tonight. Fires from the wing. And it's DeRozan missing.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Carter Williams. Count the bucket. 7 points in the game.
Nice, accurate pass right into the middle.
Toronto leading by 17. And DeRozan, here we go. Takes the bucket. Good.
Boy, guys, they've shown some great passing on their last few trips down the floor. Excellent.
4 straight passes leading to scores. Great team play.
Now here's Carter Williams. He has 7. Out left of the wing. Here's Monroe. No good on the shot, a bit long that time. Toronto's gone 7 of 11 from deep tonight, using the three-pointer to their advantage. Well, Clark, the Bucks were much improved on the road last season, going 18-23.
Yeah, they were very competitive. This young team fought hard and rarely found themselves out of games on the road. It's a good sign for the future.
Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. And that one's good.
And their solid play in the paint continues, guys.
And that's been their focus, it seems, throughout the game. I like the discipline that they've showed in terms of creating those opportunities on the inside. And for the Bucks, who only won 5 road games in 2014, last year's mark of 18 is a huge step forward. Still, they had problems last year as they had an 11-game road losing streak towards the end of the season.
A different look for Milwaukee. O.J. Mayo is checked in for Henson. Vasquez comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Carter Williams. And good on the basket. Hook it. And Toronto has possession.
Well, I tell you, the Bucks are taking steps in the right direction on the road. The problem is the franchise hasn't had a winning record on the road since 2001.
And 1:01 left in the third quarter. Here is Bayless. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Rebounded by Valanciunas. Valanciunas has got rebound number 8 now on the night.
That's something they need to do more of. Get after it on the glass. Go get those balls.
Clark, it wouldn't hurt. Some extra possessions would definitely help narrow the gap and maybe swing the momentum.
Vasquez can't get it to go.
And you know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed. Well, he gets it in close, but you have to credit that stifling defense for forcing the miss.
Exactly, Greg. I mean, defense like that really increases the degree of difficulty on that shot by a large amount.
Here is Bayless. 5 to shoot. Here's Antetokounmpo, and he buries that one, drilling the rim on the way down.
Wow, he was just wide open there. That's way too easy.
Here's Mr. Clutch. No good on that last second attempt there. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. And thanks again for joining us. Let's see what happens here in the fourth. Bucks trail by 17, setting the floor for the Bucks. Parker and Henson, the duo inside. Mayo out there with Vasquez, and it's Middleton in at the 3. Now here's Middleton. Got him with the pump fake, but couldn't finish. Here's Mr. Clutch.
No doubt that is within his range.
Well, I would hope so. He's a pro, and it was only a one-footer. Come on now.
That was a nice replay brought to you by Kia. And so it's Milwaukee with it, after Toronto picking up the basket just moments ago. Vasquez with it. 5 on the clock. Stolen away. Here's Scola. Terrific assist. A nice finish. Solid play all around.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
They set the pick. In the corner, Mayo with it. Misses the 3.
Well, they've only got a slight edge in rebounding when you look at the numbers, but it certainly feels a lot bigger than it is.
Yeah, the score has a lot to do with that. Their overall effort and execution has been elite.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
I tell you what, I think he'd be happy if he can continue to get looks like that.
Now here's Vasquez. Off target with his 3. About a minute and a half into the fourth quarter now. It's deflected. Stolen by Henson. And now it's Mayo running. He can go all the way.
Fast break opportunities do not get any easier than that one off the steal.
Exactly. The defense really no chance to get back.
Here's Mr. Clutch. Jacks up a 3. Milwaukee with the rebound. They really want to find that igniter here.
Yeah, that's right. Kevin, the offense has basically been running in place.
They got to get going.
And you're going to take as many of those high percentage shots as you can get.
Here's DeRozan following the basket by O.J. Mayo. And so it looks like the Raptors will retain possession here. Carter Williams, he's checked in for Vasquez. Milwaukee on D. 17 and a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
Wow, he got whacked on that, which shouldn't be much tape there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And guys, let's get more tape on the scoring breakdown. So
they keep piling up the assists, and they have to pull guard.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside.
Milwaukee making a switch. Monroe's kept in. So he hits both.
And the Raptors have been talking about changing things up in the logo department for a while. Finally, we get a chance to see the new logo this season.
You look at Mr. Clutch, he's really been playing well.
He's dialed in from long range. They got to stay in his hip pocket and deny him the catch.
Timeout called, the Bucks. Kyle Lowry, he's checked in for DeMar DeRozan. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Here's Monroe. Falls back and drains the fadeaway jumper. Raptors leading by 17. Down low. And a dunk by Storm.
A long windup and a strong follow-through on that one, Anjan.
He's not going to mess that one up for sure.
Well, I sure hope not.
Now here's Henson. Here's Carter Williams. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
And he gives that rim a good tug on the way down.
That's how you drive your point home.
I tell you what, he's lucky on that one that he got away with maybe not picking up a tee.
Parker against Carroll. He's now fouled as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two. That one on Monroe.
Shots, gentlemen. Take a look at what Carroll's done. He's got 8 points and a pair of blocks to go along with those.
And he's been standing tall when they needed him.
At the line for two.
And that one falls for Carroll. Well, Milwaukee last year became just the 9th team in NBA history to go from Greg being the worst in the league to a playoff team.
Unbelievable what they accomplished. And they had a tough matchup in the first round with the playoff season Bulls, however. Things didn't go well, but they did get some valuable experience from that fan. Anybody who defends that door. I mean, they weren't about to open the door and just allow him to cruise into a win.
And the Raptors miss again.
Not really his best quarter as far as scoring. Let's see if he can eventually get back on track. And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Raptors.
When you consider the difference in their field goal percentages, the other team has to be happy that this wasn't a bigger loss. This team was on fire.
Yeah, you know what, Kevin? It's got to be frustrating to shoot so poorly when the other team is on fire.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
They can chalk this one up, but these two teams will see plenty more of one another before the season's over.
And, Greg, we know familiarity breeds contempt. I would expect things to become more heated as these teams face each other going forward.
And you have to look back at this and see the huge game it was for Mr. Clutch. And the way he was able to dice up their D with his passing really made things easy for everyone else on his team.
A different look from Milwaukee. O.J. Mayo is checked in for John Henson. Vasquez comes in for Chris Middleton. And Jared Bayless subbed in for Michael Carter Williams.
Well, as you said, guys, I mean, the Bucks struggled early in their series against the Bulls, but they got the momentum and forced a game 6, but then were blown out at home to end the series. Ended up losing by 54. That's right, 54. Wow.
Now here's Mayo, following the miss by Kyle Lowry. Now the pass to Stokes. Back to Lowry. Lets it go from deep. And the Raptors hit again from deep.
And just a terrific job of taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Greg, those fans had a hand in the win. I mean, they gave this team a big lift throughout the game. I thought there was great energy in the building.
And the rejection by Valanciunas. The dive for the ball. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Ball's knocked loose. Plumlee with the steal. Now Bayless. And so Toronto takes this one, but by a big margin. It was a tale of two teams tonight. One that was in total control, operating flawlessly. And Clark, the other, just searching for answers that they could never find.
Well, I think these
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here, so is Shaquille O'Neal. Time now. Just a monstrous first quarter of the game. He came out hot and just never cooled down. That boost he gave his team early on. And folks, that'll wrap it up for tonight. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Shaquille.